team fights. And every minute that nothing happens, OG are winning and they're out resourcing because they're going to have empowered cores. So I'd lean OG. I think if it's a different team, I'd lean Liquid. But I've just seen OG play with this style so often that I have to have faith in it. I've seen them win TIs with these heroes.
Either way, it looks like it's going to be a spectacle with all these team fight ultimates. So let's see if Liquid can pull out a second victory as we move forward into game 2.
That's right, we go from experimenting with Bloodseeker to now classic OG, right? We've got Magnus, we've got a Troll. It feels like OG, they're gonna show, okay, you know what, Liquid, you may have taken that game 1, but that was just because we were messing around. We were trying something new. What about it? Can you beat classic OG?
I feel like this Liquid lineup has some pretty damn overwhelming team fight. And I think OG looks like they have a draft that wants to fight into it. They don't want to take these small skirmishes. They have Troll Ultimate, that's very committal. They have Tombstone, that's very committal. They have Magnus RP, that's very committal. Monkey King ult, like the list goes on. And I think this Liquid lineup is just impossible to fight into. With that being said, like Kyle was saying, you do have OG classics here, so you can definitely snowball out of the lanes. If Troll gets huge enough with the Empower, he can literally just 1v5. The same thing goes for Monkey King, so a lot depends on how these lanes go.
Absolutely. Yeah, he was also saying that if there is no fighting, then OG, every minute that goes by, they're winning, right? Because they have the efficiency of Empower farming.
This is true. Yep, definitely. There's no ancient farmers or anything else to kind of make up for that on the Liquid side. So Liquid definitely needs to take the initiative to fight around the map as much as possible.
Trying to body block Seb. Don't let him get that bounty rune. And Mick8 does successfully grab it. It's still 3 in the favor of OG. And Liquid are apparently going to balk off the Ill Omens.
I would be really impressed if they had the new one already, but you know, there hasn't been enough time. I know they've been busy.
Apparently that's not what the team activity they were up to recently. Instead, they all went and saw a movie last night.
Oh. Okay.
Nice little time off for them to be able to reset. What is, can we get a look at Taiga? What was, he was just digging he was digging a hole where he could be in experience range, I'm guessing?
Yeah.
Not really gonna make use of it, but.
Nice little juke path, though, for running away from the Undying. I think this is so cool what they're doing with the Puck Sand King. And they did the same thing against another Undying. It's this idea that, like, you can only deal with one of these heroes. They're very different in the way that they play the lane. So one of them's going to get farmed. At least that's kind of my take on it.
Yeah, and it also, I feel like it was something I wanted to talk about last game was the fact that at some point in time, Boxy rotated up to the safe lane, right? And they gave Taiga a solid, like, it felt like a good 4 or 5 minutes of him just being able to sit in a lane and farm. And that's what they did last time with the Sand King as well. It seems like to me they're making more of a division, or sorry, less of a division between the 3 and 4 positions, where they're letting Taiga pick up more farm than he used to, and Boxy is going to play more active.
Yeah, and the reason this is cool is because for a lot of other teams, it's like the division will happen because it's forced, but they're actually making the choice. They're like, Sand King is starting with the Quelling Blade and he's farming. I mean, Taiga's a Quelling Blade. He's a position 4.
Yeah. Yeah, no, this seems like a very conscious decision by them. Meanwhile, they're also going to be running the Doom mid, and it's going to be matched up against the Monkey King. I don't know how that goes. I have to imagine that's Monkey King favored, but then again, Doom's really strong. Decay, if he hits this last one, never mind. Get a lot of stacks.
Stick charges against that Undying. Very effective because you're low strength, so.
Does Koif have 2 of Adar? Yeah, of course he does. That even more value than it used to be. It used to be from 2 to 6, now it's 1 to 5, I
Something
think.
like that.
So
5xing it is nuts.
Yeah.
I think Doom mid, you know, your melee hero versus Monkey, you're definitely going to suffer. I mean, he's suffering a lot. Thompson is doubling his CS. But you're still Doom. Like, this hero just gets net worth because of Devour, and he can also push the wave with Scorched Earth. He's got the armor creep, which definitely helps.
Oh yeah, that is going to be really nice for him. Interesting that he didn't go Scorched Earth.
Oh, yeah.
Assumed it was going to be a kind of like a 4-4-1 max out, but
yeah, that is really interesting. I haven't seen somebody skill this ability early for a long time, especially on mid Doom. It's usually just 4-4 0.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's really cool, right? It's like whenever they can fight around the sandstorm or like farm around the sandstorm, Taiga gets like total free farm, right? And then when those times aren't there, Taiga doesn't have to exert himself and be like, oh, I gotta run over and, you know, kill that range creep or something. Boxy
takes
the harder farm.
Exactly. It's very cool. And with this, they can have Taiga on the creep wave like this, and then Boxy trading in the trees. You know, where he can take the Undying, waste his time, take the Troll, waste his time. I mean, they're not dumpstering this lane by any means. Troll is doing incredibly well, but I think this is a really interesting concept that they're doing. Like, you don't see this at all.
And as a whole, OG is doing very, very well in all of their lanes. They've got top 3 CS, similar to the way Liquid was able to do a nice job in game 1 with the laning phase. So looking like maybe the shoe is going to be on the other foot here. Taiga. He's got plenty of stick charges, so should be fine.
Boxy cut the wave too. Yeah, this really looks like Liquid is just in every lane. They're kind of struggling to get farm. I mean, this top lane they're doing okay. They're against a mag. This is a free lane always, but if an offlane mag is getting farmed, you have a problem. This hero just gets in power and he can get giga fat in the jungle.
Yeah,
even from the offlane.
Giga fat.
Big boned, I'm sorry.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Please, Jenkins. 5-minute boundary runes are coming up. This is about the time where you see the side lanes trying to assert their control over the lane somehow. Maybe it's by getting a kill or pushing in the map, and we're going to see Liquid secure the first blood here and chase away Seb as well. So Insania should be able to get 1 bounty rune at least off of that play.
I was going to say, like, the best thing about getting that kill is not the gold from the kill at all. It's, oh man, if Seb dies here, he was considering it.
I don't think that's a play you want to make against a mag underneath tower Thompson.
You got to be careful with that, yeah.
Heals up to full with the boundless strike hit. No. Damn, Mickey, what the hell?
I mean, he's got a big wave to work with, I suppose, so he's not too afraid. He's got a Warlock to heal him up, too. Taiga's catching up down here. Once you have the higher levels in the Sandstorm, it's much easier to get farmed.
A lot of neutral creeps there. Taiga takes the opportunity to try and farm around. I love that mid one is willing to come over here and fight against this. He only has the Burrow Strength, trying to get her out of range of the Whirling Axes. Range ones are coming up, but it's a bit too far for mid one to chase. Doesn't want to lose out on that much CS.
Good timing for him to go fight like that, though. It looks like he had pushed the wave first, so that actually gave him the opportunity to run over without being too throwy.
I want to keep an eye on camp stack this game, just because I remember Lacoste pointed out yesterday. That was my co-casting partner.
Yes, of course.
Nice 2-man Burrow Strike and a Doom out onto the Troll. Really good setup, but they still managed to get the kill on Taiga. No tail, going for the deny, and no! I thought for sure he got that, Jenkins, but it looks like he fell just a bit shy, and the Doom damage ended up finishing him off.
Scorched Earth level 1, that's all it takes when you have a Haster. He's already max movement speed. He knew, he predicted. And with regards to the camp stack that you were talking about, it's a little different in this game because they don't have a TA to farm them. Like, my question would be who farms it? And it's kind of like Taiga would farm it, but Boxy stacking would give Taiga the lane, so it is a little bit awkward in terms of how they did it yesterday. Yeah,
I was just more referring to the fact that that was something that Flight of Moon just did nothing of. They just seem to never stack whatsoever for themselves, where you could see, even though Liquid don't have the clearest ways, they've still stacked a number of times. Here's level 6 for the Void, so we're going to have to watch out for a kill in that top lane soon. Meanwhile, though, bottom lane getting chased away again and again. High mid one. Not slowing down here. Clips him with the Whirling Axes. Needs another hit. He'll secure it. Is he going to be punished for this very deep positioning? He gets level 6 off of that kill. Maybe that's part of the reason he makes that dive. Is he going to be able to get it off, though? No. Chronosphere comes out from Mickey, and he will die before he gets that chance.
I was honestly shocked when mid one dove that. That felt I didn't think he was going to get Taiga, but then he does get Taiga. But of course, there's got to be a response that comes to a dive like that. I mean, that's a level 5 troll.
Yeah.
It's pressure. It's really good pressure as a solo troll. I'm impressed that Mid1 was able to calculate that he was going to get the kill there, but I still don't think it's worth it.
Yeah, that's why I think part of it was the fact that he's like, if I get this kill, I get level 6. You know, and then maybe I'm able to like man up and get a kill on the puck or something.
Yeah, and then Mickey just TPs, and it's like, well, all right.
Oh, Koifa, is this going to be worth it for you? He grabs the regen room, but now he's going to be caught as Mid1 TPs in. Insania, I don't think he's got a whole lot. No, he does have upheaval at level 4, so he's going to try and slow down these heroes, and this is going to look pretty good if the Doom can actually get out. Koifa, he gets away. That upheaval is going to be a big problem for this lineup, too. Troll, I don't think is going to be very happy with that at all. Monkey King may not be so good with that either.
Yeah, you know what? Like, looking back at this Warlock pick, Upheaval seems really good against OG's 3 cores. You have 3 melee cores that just run after you.
They do not have Chronosphere. Mickey still TPs in aggressively. Now, he doesn't get locked down by the Troll, but even that Time Walk is not going to be enough to save him, it looks like, as he is getting all the heals in the world. Another Time Walk goes off, and it's just enough. But they do have the Doom out onto the Monkey King, but Monkey King still fighting strong underneath this Tombstone. A Burrow Strike that misses. Eventually, the Monkey King does go down. No Tail, though, dishing out a hefty amount of damage. You can see Mid1 does manage to finish Boxy there, while No Tail being chased down by Mickey. He's gonna get on top of him, just needs a bash or 2, and should be able to get this kill, but he's so damn tanky that it takes a while. Finally, he does die. And Jenkins, I'm gonna need you on this one. I don't know who won that fight.
Oh, man, that was crazy. I mean, OG with the dives, that was nuts. Mickey jumping in like that?
Yeah, just imagine if he doesn't get off that first time wall.
Yeah, what if he gets rooted?
Yeah, he just dies right away.
I mean, this is crazy brawling Dota. I mean, I love it. It's interesting, but good lord, I have no idea who won that. I feel like they both lost.
Just in some way, they both walked away a little unhappy.
All right, I'm going to say that OG won that because Seb this whole time, he's just chilling top. He's just been farming. He's been stacking. He's probably going to get his Blink Dagger soon if he doesn't already have it, or maybe he's going to go for a mechanism. Like he's got an item if he wants one. Which, I mean, of course he's going to get an item. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's huge. He didn't show up to anything. The carry, Mid1 showing up to it.
Popping the ultimate here to be able to clear through the Ancient stack. I kind of like that just because he doesn't want to leave that out there, you know, for Liquid to potentially invade later on or something.
Sure.
Maybe not that they could take it, but he could get caught doing it.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, getting that solo XP too, like it's on like, you know, Sven, Terrorblade, like you pop their ults on meta, you just take the Ancient stack because it's so valuable to get it alone. It's so much XP.
2-man Burrow Strike into the epicenter here with Boxy getting the coil, so they're not going anywhere. They're going to stay underneath this assault of magic damage. And while they had hoped to get the tier 1 tower, and they very likely will, and they don't actually get the deny, Liquid definitely could have teamed up and gotten it. But,
yeah, possibly.
Instead, the Siege Wagon snipes it.
A couple of kills, and they finally put pressure onto Seb, who is having a really good game as an offlane mag.
I love this. OG is pressuring that mid tower, and Liquid realize they're kind of out of position, so they smoke up. They need to get to this mid lane as quick as possible.
But they don't have coil.
They're going to lead off the golem, and they are going to be able to get the Burrow Strike follow-up, but they have the silence. It looks like the Troll's just not going to be able to get a chance to get off that ultimate. They still have the Chronosphere too. They're going to be able to catch 3 with that. Koifa, they need to deal with the Tombstone. It's getting real bad if they leave it up. They do manage to kill it, and backing away from that buyback. They're still trying to fight in No Tail a little bit. Mickey apparently not that scared, not that timid about fighting into OG, and that perhaps goes to what you were talking about, Jenkins. It is very difficult to fight into Liquid right now. This early Blink Dagger of Taiga finds another opening, finishes off No Tail, while the rest of the team is going to look to take down this tier 1 tower. Monkey King's hopping in. They're going to try and set up potentially an ultimate here with the Doom with the coil silence on top of these two. Mac's going to go down before he gets anything off. Now they just need to be able to kite around the Troll. The Burrow Strike hoping to be able to buy some time for the Doom, but he's caught off by Thompson. Soxon, meanwhile, he's going to be dealt with Mickey, but this Troll keeps on laying the damage out. Finishes off Taiga. Can he get the lockdown on Boxy? Thompson's hunting for him. The urn. Boxy gets a little bit more of a heal. He's got a phase shift, but I don't think he's got the spells to be able to get away in the end. Thompson, as the reinforcements, is deadly to Liquid.
I think the real problem there is it's very similar to the first game where we have Liquid. They take a couple of good fights, they get a couple of kills, but then they don't have any ultimates left. Like, you have to fight around these ultis. You're fighting into Troll, Monkey King.
Dude, Mickey is just not scared of being netted.
He has got big balls in this game. He does not care. A lot of the new Faceless Void players, like, this seems to be the style of Faceless Void. I think Charlie's the first person that I saw that really played like this. With the halberd. But even with this build, people just seem to be playing around the fact that you're so survivable, especially if you go for the strength talents at level 10.
Yeah, like treads, double Wraith Band, Magic Wand, plus a strength talent. That is a lot of accessory strength that is put in there into this very heavy stat build.
Yeah, definitely. And armor. He's a powerful boy.
Yeah, 18 armor, jeez.
But with that being said, I do think there's a few of these situations where in another universe he does get punished for jumping into a troll who doesn't net him in 3 or 4 hits.
Pretty much a dead even game, net worth-wise, 7-13 to the favor of Liquid, but an even net worth game I think is concerning for Liquid. I mean, it's still very early, but you always got to be thinking to yourself, like, okay, if we're not fighting right now, Troll's farming. Trolls and power farming, you know, like, what do we do about that? And
these fights are going to look a lot different too when Seb does pick up the Blink Dagger. He's going for this mechanism build. He's going for the just kind of run at you, be tanky build, which a lot of Magnus players tend to do in the early game because really the RP is not that effective until the later parts of the game.
Yeah, there are a lot of problems that OG's current team fight has that'll be solved by items, right? They don't really have the best initiation. Blink Dagger for Seb. They don't have an answer to all these silences and control for the troll, right? But if he's able to get even an SNY would help. Obviously, BKB would be massive.
Greaves on Seb, just to give him a little bit of extra HP so he doesn't get bursted, because there's the Puck Silence, there's the Chrono, there's a lot of times here where we're seeing mid one get bursted, and you know, building into a mech is definitely going to help with that. Yeah, we're seeing OG fight evenly with Liquid when we don't even get a chance to see a big RP skewer back into Monkey King ult. Yeah, that has not happened. That's just a killer combo that isn't available just yet until we have that Blink Dagger. We haven't even seen a Monkey King ult, period. Like, I think he just recently skilled it. I mean, it's a very typical thing for Monkey Kings to do, you know, the ults in the early levels. Like, you need, once again, you need items. Like, this OG draft does really well with items. Yeah. It goes to show how important initiation's going to be in this, where we're able to theoretically go down how each team wins a fight. Right? Where it's like, okay, you get that RP skewer back, instant win. But at the same time, you get the right Chronosphere and blow up the troll before he gets a chance to cast anything, then that looks like an instant win. Or the mag. Honestly, like, it's oh yeah, the classic, like, who gets the jump? Because I feel like there's a lot of really good targets on both sides to jump. Every single hero offers a lot. Maybe barring, like, the Undying. Maybe barring like the Rubik after he casts his spell, or sorry, the Warlock after he casts his spell, something like that. But in most scenarios, if you can get any of these heroes before they cast spells, it's really good. Evan's Halberd is going to be the first or second item pickup for Koifa after the phase drums that he has. Such a good counter to the troll. He pops ult and you just disarm him. Yeah. He's a ranged hero, so you get the extra duration on him. They have so many ways to answer that troll, right? Upheaval, a lot of stuns. Coil is one of the best. You've got Doom that can catch him before he gets it off, as does Chronosphere. 2 BKB piercing disables that are going to have to worry about it. It looks like Monkey King's going to jump into the back line here, and Sandy is in trouble, and the whole team turns around and instantly deals with the Monkey King, while Mickey zones out the rest with this Chronosphere. They're now going to jump in with the goal as they reinitiate with Taiga hitting the 2-man Burrow Strike as the Chronosphere fails. Mid one does manage to get off his ultimate though. Looks to be able to trap down somebody here. There's also down by the Tombstone, but Mid one just seems to be suffering in the damage. He can't quite finish anybody off. Boxy does die to the zombies, and looks like Koifa may as well. In fact, he does, but it is going to be in the end Insania and the rest of Liquid winning the fight 2 for 4. Bro, everybody was slowed to hell in that fight. Like, you had the Tombstone with 10 zombies on everybody on one side, and then you had the Upheaval. That was hilarious, but man, that Chronosphere backline jump. Ooh, Taiga.
That is what you sound like.
Taiga's getting such nice initiations here. Like, his Sand King has been consistently impressive.
I think this speaks to your point. That play single-handedly speaks to your point that you said what Liquid has made in adjustments is they're protecting their backline better.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Insania got jumped, the whole team swiveled on a dot and just said, that's the guy we're going for.
Even using the chrono to zone while saving the backlines.
Yeah.
Like, that's not something that you see often with Faceless Void. Usually it's you chrono the entire team and you use it as like a single target tool to kill one guy, right? That's the new Chronosphere. That's the mantra of Faceless Void. So to see that just speaks to like how they've talked about this. Maybe that's what the pauses were about, but I don't know. Maybe it was mic issues, maybe. But they've clearly talked this through. Like, guys, we just need to stick together in these fights and we're gonna win. Because I feel like in both games they picked a really strong team fight as long as they're together, as long as they're pressing their stuff with each other's spells.
Now, it's kind of weird is that OG, normally I'd say, Chronosphere's down, Doom's down, Golem's down, go fight. But they also have this empower farming mechanism, you know? So it seems like more like those downtimes are better for OG just to be like, okay, we can just farm up a bunch. In fact, now they're going to force Roshan.
I was going to say, dude, you're kind of right. I mean, this is how you fight. If you don't have some way to initiate, you just say, okay, come at us. We're going to Rosh. You have to fight us right now or we're taking Rosh.
Now, Liquid still has two very important tools here, and that's going to be one, Taiga with a jump in Rosh strike on a 2, but he gets caught instantly. The dust goes out and telekinesis. Wukong's command to be able to zone everybody out. They're going to deal with the Tombstone on the side of Liquid while Taiga buys back. They look to protect this Roshan. The other tool is Boxy. He still has his coil up, so it's dangerous for OG to stick around here.
That upheaval too, man. That is completely devastating for Topson and Mid One. In all of these fights, they've looked so uncomfortable getting slowed
Smoke up,
down.
Seb. He gets the right kind of initiation here. It would be really big. Spots Seb. He's Blink Dagger denied, but at the same time, the initiation going out of the Koifa. Telekinesis into Boundless Strikes up. And here comes the Rogue Strike on 2 with the Epicenter. They throw the Chronosphere, and they catch 3 with that. Meanwhile, the Monkey King, who had already been doomed, doesn't stand a chance. Once again, Seb, and his initiation is completely denied. We have not seen an RP from this man, nor will we in this fight as 5 get wiped from the face of the earth.
Just such impressive team fighting, honestly. The Chronosphere follow-up to the Taiga initiations, like constantly getting 3 or 4 heroes.
Yeah.
And then you have the Fatal Bonds. You have the Puck Coil as well. The Doom is always happening on Topson, so he can't do anything when it comes to backline jumping. He even got rocked. Like, they're just kiting Topson while killing everybody else. Or vice versa.
Surprise!
Yeah, very nice. And they get all 4 bounties as well. And Roche. The gold lead just went up by like 5K.
Yeah, it's a massive swing that all came down to one team fight. And I think all starts with Taiga having the willingness to just go in and slow down Roshan with his first life. He's like, guys, I have buyback. We've got cooldowns that are coming up soon. We just need to stall them out.
And
right?
you know, that's the interesting thing about this, having a Puck that's really farmed as well as having Taiga that's like equally farmed, is that if one of them dies, you still have the other that has spells and that has items for team fighting. Like, they're functioning as kind of the same role. And basically, you can just throw in whatever hero has the buyback. Like, that was 100% communicated. I guarantee you, he said, I have buyback, I'm going in. I'm going to buy back, we're going to fight this. That's why he did an Epicenter. Because he knew that he was going to die, buy back, and then use the Epicenter on his buyback. Just, man, clutch team fighting coming out of Liquid. 100%. Like, this is what you expect. This is what everybody expected them to look like at the start of this tournament.
Now, OG, they may be down 7,000 net worth, but they're certainly not out. They still had this incredibly big late game threat, and we still have yet to see that big RP and what combo follows off of it. Can they get the damage onto Topson? They tried to cut down the trees, but he's hopping away. They caught him with the coil. He's stuck now, and he's going to be knocked down to earth, and soon he will rest below the earth for 50 seconds.
Once again, I'm going to put that one on Topson. I think that's, you know, they've got a lot of box. I got to say, they consistently get this to the very high-pitched one. It's starting to sound like Slacks in here, but honestly,
you know what's funny about that is I know Slacks is sitting there in the green room right now, and if he heard that, he's just like, what? Why me?
Yeah, he's not going to be too happy with that one. But man, Topson, he keeps both of these games. He's playing overly aggressive, but that's what he does.
Yeah, he is a zealous player.
I also have about the highest pitch voice, so I'm just trying to like distract from that by kind of throwing Slacks under the bus.
I thought about throwing shade on you for that one, but
it's okay. I'll do it myself. Okay, he's got the blink on Seb. I was going to say, I don't know if you finished the Guardian Greaves. I feel like we need to see an RP.
Yeah, absolutely. We need to see an RP. We also need to see a BKB on the Troll. I think those are two items that cannot be ignored any longer.
Yeah, the upheaval's been way too much of a problem.
Yeah.
But Puck, he's gonna have the Ags coil soon if he doesn't already have it.
Soxa breaks the smoke here. Burrow Strike trying to get away. Does not have Blink Dagger up, but he is hidden inside the trees. And Liquid, interesting that they chose to quickly disengage there. They didn't really try and blindly chase.
I think the way they've taken the fights in the past, they've had a lot of information to work with. Like they haven't gone in blind for any of these fights. They've had like Taiga go in blind, but then he sets up for his team to go in with information. So I think not blindly chasing is definitely like sticking with the mantra that they're currently using to win these fights.
There's the Heaven's Halberd build for the Faceless Void.
Still going for it in this patch. I mean, it's only 400 extra gold. I don't feel like that's that big of an error.
Yeah, and when it's so good, carry against carry, Golem and Upheaval going to be used here to try and bail out Koipa, who gets caught by a smoke here. The Skewer's going to be able to stop that Upheaval, but now it's mid-game time. He gets a 3-man Chronosphere. Here comes Thompson, though. He does manage to get off the Wukong's command. Most of his team is dead, but one very important member is still alive, and it's Mid-One. He is laying the damage in, not able to finish off mid-game, but they're fighting around this Wukong's command pretty nicely, trying to disengage and get out, but he's caught by the silence. He falls, and now a Doom on to Thompson. They'll leave him for last, just as they've done so many times before. A second Heaven's Halberd picked up as well for Taiga, just the cherry on top for team fights to come.
Man, Mid-One's life is going to be so difficult. So difficult. And there's enough net worth on Liquid that they can honestly just power through the Monkey King ult. Like, we need to see an RP. There hasn't been a single RP from Seb. He almost got it off in that fight. But there's a lot that he's playing into now. He's got a super farm Faceless Void with the Chronosphere. There's a potential Doom. There's Warlock Upheaval, so it's hard to get into position. You're getting your Blink canceled by Fatal Bonds. It's a hard game for him, but I almost feel at this point, just use it on one or two people just to get it off.
Burrow Strike initiation onto the Undying, gonna try and prevent him from getting off. They do manage to use an RP, and it catches Taiga, who's an important target because he did buyback earlier. The Heaven's Halberd, though, going to work. A force stat trying to get him away, and a coil to disengage. So even though they RP'd, brought him down the cliff into the tier 2, they had, again, that net worth advantage to just power through.
That always feels bad when you're playing a Magnus, an Enigma, some hero like this, where the later and later the game goes and the more of a gold lead there is against you, it's like, in early game, you could have RP'd one person and it probably would have worked. It's hard to make that calculation, but in retrospect, that's probably what should have been done because he hasn't been able to get it off otherwise. But with that being said, as the game goes later and later, it's like, okay, now I need to hit 2 people. Now I need to hit 3 people if we want to win a fight. Now I need to hit 4 people, and then at a certain point, you need a second RP.
Yeah.
Like, you need a refresher orb. And it's getting to that point where Seb hitting a huge RP is almost not even enough. I feel like he's got a 5-minute window where he's got to do something sick with this spell.
So I feel like Seb, he's just going to get torn to hell right now on social media. Oh, God, Thompson. That's another person who's going to get torn to hell. People slowed him down, and they had the sandstorm damage to prevent him from jumping into the trees. What I wanted to talk about, I feel like it's easy to dress Thompson, that's just Thompson. Why did Seb not go for a faster Blink Dagger? What is the reasoning behind this Guardian Greaves? Okay, we may not see it. We may not have a chance to talk about this because look at this, the Rainbow TP down to bottom lane, the initiation leading off from Boxy to catch one hero. That's the Troll, the Heaven's Halberd, and he just doesn't have a chance in hell to do anything. If he doesn't have BKB,
nope,
he's screwed.
Yeah, Puck is very good against this Troll hero, man. The coil break on the ulti, the silence to prevent the ulti. You can just always use phase shift, even if you're rooted now, which is a really nice change. You know, you don't see Puck too often, but this is quite a good Puck game. Also, a hero that doesn't really go into fights. You're not going to get RP'd. Like, once again, it's really hard for Seb this game. There's a lot that he's playing into.
Yeah.
So why did he go for the Greaves?
Yeah.
I feel like it's just it's a timing thing. It's like a preference. Okay, never mind. No tail.
Liquid, man, they're just sweeping back and forth because
Radiant's middle tower
at some point, you know, how far ahead you are. Even if you don't get a net worth tag as a player, you could just kind of feel it, and you just say, they can't fight us, and you just keep running at heroes over and over again.
Yeah, even with your Faceless Void just whacking away at the bot tower, it's just two-man dive, whatever.
Yeah.
Boxy's build, too, he's not even going for the Aghanim Scepter because Troll hasn't had a BKB.
Tower has fallen.
Oh, okay, he's got the BKB. Just kidding. Did he just finished that, right? Am I crazy?
Yeah. He didn't have it when he died at bottom.
Okay, so now I think the Aghanim Scepter on Puck is definitely a solid option.
Yeah.
He's going for travels. This is a very interesting build.
Yeah, it really is. I thought Aghanim Scepter was like a guarantee at some point.
I mean, I suppose you have so much BKB piercing disable and just disable in general that he doesn't need it. And I'm not questioning Boxy. This guy's the Puck player. Like, he's the only player that's playing offlane Puck right now. I can't think of another person that plays it. So if this is the build that he's got a Faceless Void, so buffing up in the Chrono is always really nice with that Solar Crest.
Yeah.
As well as it helps them take Roche, which is actually somewhere where their lineup struggles. It's basically just Void that takes Roche. They're great at team fighting, but their Roshing is kind of terrible.
That's a smoke gonna break. Liquid. They get into this high ground. OG, they just smoke themselves, and they're gonna leave this high ground area.
Ooh, they could catch Boxy.
Smoke breaks on Boxy. They lead off with a boundless strike, but they don't. Ooh! Jump in from Taiga, but he doesn't get the boundless strike in time, and he actually hits the BKB of Thompson. Now Taiga's in some serious trouble as Big One starts going to work on these heroes. An RP on it too. With the extra cleave damage, can they do anything here? Nick is so damn tanky. Look at that Solar Crest. Look at that Talbert. He does nothing to him. He got full time to swing, and OG said, that's it. If you can't bring down a single hero when you've been swinging on him, you get an RP, you have him power, you're never going to get a better opportunity. We just can't do it anymore.
This is true. This is true. Once again, it was that scenario where